Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We're rejoining Project LifeBoat as this power couple and drive section are struggling to do what is required to make rendezvous with the crew cabin and the return vessel in orbit of the moon. We have a node set up to align our plane. It's about 270 meters per second, and it will also take us on a nice low periloon to make our orbital insertion burn. Burn itself is going to take about 53 seconds. That's on the back of this Asteris 2 engine. And, man, it has to be kind of precise. We have used up most of our margin as far as delta V. We have yet to orbitally insert, and then we have to go through that nice process of docking. And I would much rather move this around because while it is very heavy with its 8 RTGs, solar panels, 3 docking ports, and 2 massive batteries, it's a lot lighter than Project LifeBoat itself. The crux for this mission is this core right here. Well, that would be a light. This core right here. The 1 meter guidance unit will give you control of things of up to 150 tons, but consumes a constant 750 watts of power, which is why we needed all of this stuff plus these. Because if you remember, we had to shut down one of the very necessary radiators to due to power constraints. And if that thing loses power, it will lose life support, and then we will lose Jaeger, and we will never understand what long-term zero-G exposure is like for a Kerbal. So, we'll ullage our engine, fire it up. I'm just a little behind schedule because I got caught up in talking. Dang it. Alright, so let's bring the thrusters in on this action too, see if we can't cut down on some of this burn time a bit. Maybe, maybe not. This is going to be kind of a by the hair docking thing. I'm hoping not to have to rely on Mech Jeb to do it. I don't have the constraints of needing to keep life support or worrying about life support, so I'm not really concerned about the time. Other than I get impatient sometimes. You know, that's how that goes. Alright. The need for accuracy in this burn versus the need to keep fuel around. 210, 3 meters per second. Let's see if we can't. Tap, 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 tap. 0.2 RCS off. Good. Where are we? .06. You know, I'll take that. Add maneuver. That's going to be our orbital insertion burn, and with any luck, somewhere in here we'll get a nice close approach. Although I doubt it. Oh. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be off by, you know, what's that? About 1/5 of an orbit? Math on that's not very friendly, is it? Alright, that's 713 meters per second. That's, what? Yeah. A little over half of our total budget. It is in 6 hours. So we're going to go ahead and try to warp on into that node. Alright, RCS on. We have but a mere few seconds to accomplish this. Good thing we have all this junk in lunar orbit to keep comms up. Engine is ullaged. Hope it stays that way. Ignition. Alright, baby, stay on target. Well, sorry. I did not mean to bump the mic there. Alright, well, that's not too terrible. Our descending, our alignment is still a about 6/10 of a degree off. So now let's see what it's going to take to get us on a rendezvous. And being true to form, this rendezvous is no different than any other in that it took an insanely long time to do. This is probably about an hour's worth of gameplay. It's being compressed down to just a couple of minutes to spare all you guys all the boredom. So we've already aligned planes. We're just making a small adjustment to that. Orbit is almost lined up. We just need to make a few more corrections. We're going to let Mech Jeb do a little bit of the plotting here as far as how to set up our home and transfer to actually rendezvous, and that's that burn there. And then now trying to get it to where we get some kind of actual encounter that's, you know, less than 7 or 8 kilometers. And now that we've got it, we need to circularize the orbits to maintain, and a lot of just fidgeting with the node and trying very hard to make it all work. We finally get our node, align our orbit, and then start to bring ourselves ever closer to the actual lifeboat station. A little bit of time warping, a lot of RCS thrustering, and a lot of worrying about exactly how much fuel we have left, until finally we're pretty close. So we're going to orient the station, point ourselves towards the target, and then try to bring ourselves in. Now the offset on these thrusters made it insanely difficult because we couldn't translate laterally. It always wanted to tip to the side, which made docking pretty nerve-wracking. But finally, after all of this, we're close enough to dock. Oh no. And of course, all the grinding of paint. Come on. Come on. Ha! Coupled. Hard dock. And now we have something that kind of resembles a station. Even though our drive unit is, for the most part, empty. Oh boy. Yeah. Well. It brought out what it needed to. These reaction control wheels, all of these RTGs, the solar panels, and most importantly, the guidance unit, so that this, as its own entity, can have control over itself, which is what it absolutely needs. Now, as far as our power draw... What? I don't see electric charge on here anywhere. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Well, it's certainly there. We don't need to worry about that. Now, Delta V is not what I need. Life support is what I need. Yep. All right. Good. Well, this was definitely a learning experience in how to work through disaster and imminent failures of all kinds. And now we can go ahead and lock up the fuel tanks here. RCS system is off. I mean, we might as well transfer all of this into here because it's not going to do any good way out there. And also, we can activate our other radiator. I hope, anyway. Yeah, I still don't see electric charge anywhere on there, so that's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And let's get Yegor out of his command pod and into his research station. I imagine this is designed for 3 people, so he'll actually have some like room to move around and do some exercises, maybe take off this spacesuit, and he won't be crammed into that tiny little capsule for an entire year. There it is. We should probably rename it not Moon Lab, but make it back to Project LifeBoat. There it is. And it's, I mean, we're out of open docking ports. Although really this is supposed to be facing the other way, out that way, and this is supposed to be on the bottom. And then this is supposed to be docked onto the top of that, but not doing that. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I do appreciate it. I will see all of you next time. Till then, see you later.